We're here live in Victoria as the Victoria Generals are set to take on the Texas Marshals here at Riverside Stadium for Game 1 of a 2-game series. Starting lineup on the screen right now: Dominic Cox leading things off, Kyle Boudreau in second, Parker Osborne in third, Michael Williams in fourth, Chase Evans in fifth, Marshall Skinner in sixth, Giancarlo Servin in seven, Brady Disher in eight, Michael Morissette in nine. And on the mound tonight for your Victoria Generals will be Kyle Backus. As the first pitch of the game from Kyle Backus is going to be in there for a strike to start off Game 1 of a 2-game series. So an 0-1 count. Ball will get away from the catcher Disher, and the count now at 1-1. Generals coming off the sweep of the Cane Cutters, looking to keep the winning streak alive. The count is 1-1. As the 1-1 pitch from Backus will miss outside, and the count moves to 2-1. The batter is Cameron Dobbs for the Texas Marshals. 2-1 pitch on the way from Backus will miss high and away for ball 3. And the count quickly at 3-1 here to Cameron Dobbs. 3-1 pitch on the way from Backus will miss high and away for ball 4. And that's going to be a walk here to start the top of the first. So after the walk by Cameron Dobbs, runner on first base, nobody out here in the top of the first inning. And the next batter up will be Nathan Patton for the Texas Marshals. First pitch on the way from Backus to Patton will be popped up over to the right side, but it's going to go foul for strike 1. Xavier Moore, the batter, on deck for the Texas Marshals. Nathan Patton at the plate right now, hitting .171 on the season for the Texas Marshals. He has Cameron Dobbs on first. 0-1 count, pitch on the way. Off speed will miss outside, evening things up to 1. So once again, that's Kyle Backus on the mound tonight for your Victoria Generals. Already with one walk here to start the top half of the first. 1-1 pitch on the way from Backus is going to be hit, and Patton's going to lose the bat, as it looked like it slipped out of his hands, flew all the way over the top of the netting over there by the beer deck. Luckily, nobody was in the vicinity of the bat. The count now at 1-2. As that could have been scary if someone was sitting over there. But nonetheless, the count now 1-2 here to Nathan Patton. Your infield tonight for your Victoria Generals: Brady Disher, the catcher, Giancarlo Servin at third. So a 1-2 count here to Nathan Patton. One-two pitch on the way from Backus is going to be swung on and missed, and that's going to be a strikeout for Kyle Backus here in the top half of the first. So after the strikeout by Patton, the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Xavier Moore. Runner on first base, 1 out. First pitch coming on the way to Moore will be right down the middle for strike 1. So Xavier Moore, one of the many all-stars from this Texas Marshals team. Moore competed in the TCL Home Run Derby this year, as the 0-1 pitch will miss down and away, evening things up at 1. Xavier Moore hitting .250 on the season for the Marshals. And the count now at 1-1. Backus is going to throw over to first in the pickoff attempt, and it looks like Dobbs is going to get caught in a pickle. Parker Osborne is going to tag him in the back for the second out of the inning. So a heads-up play there by Kyle Backus to try the pickoff over at first base. Gets Dobbs heading to second. Osborne tags him. And the count remains 1-1 here to Moore. 1-1 pitch on the way will miss outside, moving the count to 2-1. Two-one pitch coming on the way from Backus. That one's going to miss outside as well. And the count now 3-1 here to Xavier Moore. Two outs in the top half of the first inning. 3-1 count to Xavier Moore. Pitch from Backus is going to be outside, missing for ball 4. And that's going to be the second walk of the inning here for Kyle Backus. With a runner on first base and 2 outs. 1-2 pitch coming on the way to Hollins. That one's going to miss outside, moving the count even to 2-2. 2-2 count to Hollins. Xavier Moore, the runner on first base. 2-2 pitch on the way. Moore's going to take off for second, and it's going to be a stolen base for Xavier Moore as the ball bounces down and away in the dirt off the glove of Disher. And the count now full here to Hollins with the runner on second. Ben Rowden will be the batter on deck. Wind up here from Kyle Backus, 3-2 count. Pitch on the way to Hollins. That one's going to miss inside, and that'll be ball 4. The third walk of the inning for Kyle Backus. And the Marshals now with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Ben Rowden. He has runners on first and second base. First pitch coming on the way from Backus is going to be fouled back by Rowden for strike 1. So Ben Rowden hitting .328 on the season for the Texas Marshals. Has base runners Moore on second and Hollins on first. 0-1 pitch coming on the way to Rowden from Backus, and this one's going to get over into right field, and the right fielder Chase Evans will run under it for the third out of the inning. So we're going to head to the bottom half of the first. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 0. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the first inning. Marshals and Generals all knotted up 0-0. Leading things off here for your Victoria Generals is going to be Dominic Cox, trying to get things rolling here. For the Generals in the bottom of the first inning, the pitcher on the mound for the Marshals tonight is Will Gilbert. First pitch of the game from Gilbert will miss high and away for ball one. So Dominic Cox last night hitting a home run, adding 3 games in a row that Cox has homered, as the 1-0 pitch will miss high and away to make the count 2-0. Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. 2-0 count here to Cox. Check swing by Cox is going to be in there for strike one. So once again, Will Gilbert on the mound tonight for the Texas Marshals, as a 2-1 from Gilbert will miss high and away. And the count now 3-1 here to Dominic Cox. The 3-1 pitch to Cox is going to be popped up out into left field. And the left fielder will run under it for the first out of the inning. So after the fly out to left by Dominic Cox, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals with 1 out in the bottom of the first is going to be Kyle Boudreau. First pitch from Gilbert to Boudreau will be right down the middle for strike one. Oh, 0-1 count to Boudreau, as the 0-1 pitch just missing outside and the count evens up. One 1 count coming to Boudreau will be fouled back once again to move the count to 1-2. Kyle Boudreau playing his college ball at Angelina College. Parker Osborne, the runner, on deck. 1-2 pitch on the way to Boudreau will miss outside, evening the count back up to 2-2. 2-2 count to Boudreau. Pitch from Gilbert. That one's going to be popped up over to the right side. And the first baseman, Moore, will chase after it. But it will clear the fence over there in right field. And the count remains 2-2 here to Kyle Boudreau. Standing at 5'8", 160 pounds. Once again from Angelina College. 2-2 pitch coming on the way to Boudreau. Off speed's going to be in there for strike three, and that's going to be a strikeout for Will Gilbert on Kyle Boudreau. So after the strikeout by Kyle Boudreau, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the shortstop Parker Osborne. Two outs here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch from Gilbert will miss high and away for ball one. Parker Osborne playing his college ball at Rice University, standing 5'11", 165 pounds. As a 1-0 will be in there right down the middle to even things up at 1. Michael Williams, the batter, on deck for the Generals. As a 1-1 pitch to Osborne will be right down the middle once again in the count, now at 1-2. One-two count coming on the way. Pitch from Osborne is going to be grounded over to the left side. The shortstop's going to make the throw over to first. Osborne is going to beat the throw down to first as Moore cannot get a hold of the ball. And Parker Osborne will be down to first base with a base hit. So after the base hit by Parker Osborne, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the center fielder Michael Williams. So Michael Williams steps in now for the Generals after the Osborne base hit. Michael Williams hitting .345 on the season for your Generals. First pitch coming on the way to Williams will miss outside for ball one. 1-0 pitch coming on the way to Michael Williams, playing center field tonight. Osborne, the runner on first. Gilbert's going to throw over to first to try and pick off Osborne, but was not successful. Michael Williams playing his college ball at Parrish Junior College, standing 6'3", 190 pounds. Gilbert once again throwing over to first, trying to get Osborne in a pickoff attempt. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck for your Victoria Generals. Once again, Williams, the batter, a 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch on the way is going to be popped up over to the left side, and this could be the third out of the inning, as the shortstop is going to run under it, almost colliding with the left fielder. But that's going to be the third out of the inning. So we're going to head to the second. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 0. We'll be right back here in a moment with Victoria Generals baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the second inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 0. First batter up here for the Marshals is going to be Nolan Barnes, as the first pitch from Backus will miss high and away, moving the count to 1-0. 1-0 count here to Nolan Barnes of the Marshals as he pops this one up over behind for a foul ball. Once again, the Generals holding a 2-game winning streak after going to Acadiana and completing the sweep over the Cane Cutters, as the 1-1 from Backus will miss inside, moving the count to 2-1. Already 3 walks in the game for Kyle Backus, as the 2-1 pitch to Backus is going to be in there for strike 2. Count now sits at 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way is going to be grounded right up the middle. Barehanded grab there by Kyle Backus. Throw over to Morissette at first for out number 1.
Now batting right fielder Joaquin Baezos.
So after the ground out, the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be number 11, Joaquin Ballesteros. So Ballesteros steps in. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. First pitch from Backus, off the glove of Disher, outside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Ballesteros. That one's going to be grounded up the middle. Backus goes for another barehand catch. Nice snag there by the second baseman, Boudreaux. But the throw over to first is not going to be in time, and Ballesteros will be on first with a single.
Designated hitter Andre Rouge.
So after the base hit by Ballesteros, runner on first base, 1 out. Andre Rouge will step in now for the Marshals. Ballesteros, the runner on first, 1 out. First pitch coming to Rooch from Backus is going to be hit up the middle. Nice snag there by the shortstop, Parker Osborne, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So Osborne makes the catch on Rooch.
Second baseman Tyler Brown.
And the next batter up here with 2 outs in the top of the second inning is going to be Tyler Brown. So runner on first base, 2 outs. First pitch to Brown from Backus will be in there for strike 1. Count now sits at 0-1 here to Tyler Brown. We go back to the top of the order. Cameron Dobbs in the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch on the way to Brown. Missing high and away, evening things up. 1-1 count here to Brown. Pitch on the way to Brown will be inside. Missing to move the count to 2-1. So once again, your infield tonight for your Generals: Disher at catcher, Morissette at first, Boudreaux at second, Osborne at short, and Servin at third. As the 2-1 from Backus will miss outside, and the count now 3-1 here to Brown. In the outfield tonight for your Generals: left field, Dominic Cox; center field, Michael Williams; right field, Chase Evans. 3-1 count to Brown. Pitch on the way from Backus is going to be swung on and missed. And now a full 3-2 count here with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Three-two pitch on the way. There goes the runner to second, but Brown's going to foul it back to remain alive here in the count. Already 35 pitches thrown in the game for Kyle Backus. 3-2 count here to Brown. Pitch on the way from Backus. That one's going to miss inside, and that's going to be another walk here in the top of the second inning. So after the walk by Brown, the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Cameron Dobbs. Runners on first and second, 2 outs for the Marshals. Four walks so far in the game for Backus. As a big swing and a miss for Dobbs will be strike number 1. 0-1 count here to Cameron Dobbs. Pitch on the way from Backus to Dobbs will be in there for strike 2. And the count now sits at 0-2 here to Cameron Dobbs. 0-2 count coming on the way from Backus to Dobbs is going to miss outside on the off-speed pitch, and the count now 1-2. Count now 1-2. Here to Cameron Dobbs. Runners on first and second. 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Pitch on the way from Backus will be fouled off into the Marshals dugout by Dobbs. Cameron Dobbs walked in his first at-bat of the game for the Texas Marshals. One-two count here to Cameron Dobbs. Pitch on the way to Dobbs as that one's going to be lined into the gap, but the left fielder Dominic Cox will run under it for the third out of the inning. So we're going to head to the bottom of the second. No runs for the Marshals, and we're all knotted up 0-0. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the second inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 0-0. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals will be the right fielder Chase Evans. As the first pitch from Will Gilbert will be in there for strike one. So the count sits 0-1 here to Chase Evans. Pitch on the way will be in there for strike two. The count now sits at 0-2. 0-2 count here to Evans. Pitch on the way, it's going to be grounded over to the third baseman, throw across the diamond, and that'll be the first out of the inning after the ground out. So after the ground out by Evans, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be Marshall Skinner, playing in the DH spot. So one out here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch from Gilbert will miss outside for ball one. Count now sits at 1-0 here to Marshall Skinner. 1-0 pitch to Skinner. Check swing will be in there for strike one. Marshall Skinner playing his college ball at Northwestern State University, standing 6'1", weighing 205 pounds. 1-1 pitch on the way. It's going to be in there for strike two. The count now 1-2 here to Skinner. Serving the batter on deck, as this one will be grounded over to the right side into the Marshals dugout. Skinner remains alive. One-two pitch on the way from Skinner. To Skinner from Gilbert is going to be in there for strike three. And Marshall Skinner is going to go down looking here for the second out of the inning.
Third baseman Giancarlo Servant.
So after the strikeout by Marshall Skinner, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. The next batter up is going to be Giancarlo Servant. So Servant playing third base tonight, as the first pitch to Servant will miss outside for ball one. Giancarlo Servant playing his college ball at Texas A&M Kingsville, standing 6'2", 205. As the 1-0 pitch missing down and away, off the glove of the catcher for ball two. Catcher Brady Disher in the on-deck circle. 2-0 count to Servant. Pitch from Gilbert. This one's going to be popped up over to the right side. And the right fielder for the Marshals hustling over there for it. But it's not going to be caught. And the count moves to 2-1. So nice hustle over there in right field by the Marshals right fielder, Ballesteros. Count now sits at 2-1 here to Servant. Once again, Disher the batter on deck. 0-0 game here at Riverside Stadium. 2-1 pitch coming on the way to Servant. Will be fouled. Ballesteros is going to run under this one to Giancarlo Servant. 2-2 count here to Giancarlo Servant. Game one of a 2-game series between the Marshals and the Generals here at Riverside Stadium. Count sits at 2-2. 2-2 pitch from Gilbert to Servant is going to be swung on and miss, and that's going to be another strikeout for Gilbert. And we're going to head to the third inning, still tied 0-0 here at Riverside Stadium. We'll be right back to Victoria Generals Baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the third inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 0-0. First batter up here for the Texas Marshals will be number 29, Nathan Patton. Patton striking out in his first at-bat here at Riverside Stadium. Kyle Backus tonight, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit given up, 4 walks and 1 strikeout. As the first pitch from Backus will miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Nathan Patton. Will miss inside to move the count to 2-0. 2-0 count here to Patton. 3-0 pitch from Backus. That one will miss inside, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk here for Nathan Patton. 5th walk will be in there for strike 1. As that one's going to be swung on and missed, fouled up off the mask of the catcher Disher to move the count to 0-2. Count sits at 0-2 here to Xavier Moore, hitting .250 on the season for the Marshals. 1 walk tonight so far in the game. 0-2 pitch here to Moore. Off speed will be high and away, just missing. Backus thought that was strike 3. But the count now 1-2 here to Xavier Moore. 1-2 pitch to Moore. As that one's going to be fouled back, and Xavier Moore making it tough here for Kyle Backus. Hollins, the batter, on deck. As the 0-1 pitch will miss inside, moving the count now to 1-1. 1-1 count here to Jordan Hollins. Runner on first base is Nathan Patton. Off speed from Backus, misses outside once again in the count now at 2-1. 2-1 pitch coming on the way to Hollins. Pitch on the way. There goes the runner to second, but Hollins is going to foul this one off to the right side to move the count now to 2-2. So the count now 2-2 here to Jordan Hollins. 1 walk so far in the game for the Texas Marshals. Ben Rowden, the batter, on deck. 2-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. And that'll be the 3rd strikeout of the game for Kyle Backus.
Silver Century Lane strikeout. Now batting the catcher, Bryce Donovan.
So after the strikeout, the next batter up with 2 outs. Here in the top of the 3rd inning will be Ben Rowden. Still a runner on first base, 2 outs. As the first pitch to Rowden misses inside for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Ben Rowden. Backus looks over at the runner on first. Wind up pitch from Backus is going to be hit over the head of Boudreaux at second. And that's going to be a base hit for Ben Rowden. And the Marshals now with runners on first and second with 2 outs. So after the base hit by Ben Rowden, runners on first and second. 2 outs in the inning. First pitch coming on the way from Backus. Will miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 count here from Kyle Backus. Runners on first and second base. Pitch coming on the way will be fouled back into the parking lot to move the count to 1-1. Count sits at 1-1. Once again, runners on first and second, 2 out, 2 in the top of the third inning. 1-1 will miss outside, and the count now at 2-1. 2-1 count coming on the way. 2 outs. Pitch on the way from Backus. Will be in there for strike 2, and the count now 2-2. Ballesteros, the batter, on deck for the Marshals. 2-2 pitch on the way from Backus. Will miss inside. And the count now full at 3-2. Full 3-2 count. 2 outs, 3-2 pitch coming on the way. This one's going to be hit up over into left field, but the left fielder, Dominic Cox, is going to run under it for the third out of the inning. So we're going to head to the bottom of the third. Generals and Marshals all tied up 0-0. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the third inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 0-0. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be the catcher, Brady Disher. So Disher will get things started off here in the bottom half of the third. First pitch on the way from Gilbert to Disher. Will miss high and away for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Brady Disher. As the 1-0 pitch will miss high and away once again, in the count now 2-0. Brady Disher playing his college ball at the University of Arkansas. Standing 6'1", 195 pounds. As the 2-0 to Disher misses outside, and the count now 3-0. Michael Morissette, the batter, on deck. 3-0 pitch to Disher will miss high and away, and it's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Brady Disher. First walk of the game for Will Gilbert. And the next batter up now for your Victoria Generals will be the first baseman, Michael Morissette. So Disher, the base runner, on first, nobody out. Morissette will step in. Gilbert throws over to first in a pickoff attempt with Disher. Michael Morissette, the batter, up, and then Dominic Cox on deck, back to the top of the order. First pitch coming on the way to Morissette will be in there for strike 1 from Will Gilbert. Gilbert tonight, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit given up, 1 walk on 3 strikeouts. 0-1 pitch to Morissette. The ball would be thrown over once again in a pickoff attempt. Just making sure Disher does not steal. over there for the Generals to try and move those runners. 0-1 pitch on the way from Gilbert. Will miss down and away, evening things up at 1-1. One count coming on the way. Pitch is going to be in there for strike 2, and the count now 1-2 here to Michael Morissette. Morissette playing his college ball at Tyler Junior College this year. And a 1-2 pitch coming on the way will miss just outside, evening things back up. Disher the runner on first. Dominic Cox the batter on deck. 2-2 count to Morissette. That's going to be check swing, and that's going to be strike 3 and another strikeout here for Will Gilbert. 4th strikeout of the game for Will Gilbert. And we head back to the top of the order for the Generals as Dominic Cox will now step in. Disher still the runner on first base, 1 out. As the first pitch to Cox is going to be hit over way into left field. And it's just going to go foul. Cox got a nice hold of that ball there. But it was in foul territory, carrying clear back to the fence. And the count now 0-1 here to Dominic Cox. So no hits so far in the game tonight for Dominic Cox. Kyle Boudreau, the runner on deck. Oh, 0-1 pitch coming on the way from Gilbert. That one will be down in the dirt. Nice scoop there by the catcher Ben Rowden. And the count remains 1-1. One count here to Dominic Cox. Pitch on the way. That one's going to get off the glove of Rowden once again. The count now 2-1. Dominic Cox hitting .226 on the season for the Victoria Generals. In the last 3 games that Dominic Cox has played in, the first 2 games he had a grand slam in both of them. And then last night in Acadiana, he hit another home run. So Dominic Cox, a 3-game home run streak for the left fielder. 2-1 pitch coming on the way to Cox. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And the count out even at 2-2 here to Dominic Cox. Disher still remains on first base. Wind up here from from Gilbert. Will miss down and away once again, and the count now 3-2. 3-2 count here to Dominic Cox. Runner on first base is Brady Disher. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. As that one's going to be in there for strike 3. Cox did not think it was in there. The fans didn't think it was in there. But that's going to be another strikeout here for Will Gilbert. His 5th of the game. And now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Kyle Boudreau will be the batter up for the Victoria Generals. First pitch on the way to Boudreau. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 hit tonight in the game for the Generals, 2 for the Marshals. Solid outing tonight so far by Will Gilbert. As the 0-1 is going to be bunted right up the middle, right to Gilbert. Throw over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So we're going to head to the 4th. Generals and Marshals remain tied at 0-0. We'll be right back to Victoria Generals Baseball here in a moment. So after the flyout by Rooch, Tyler Brown, the batter, up now as the first pitch from Brown will be strike one. So Kyle Backus tonight, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 hits given up on 3 2/3 innings pitched, as this one's going to be hit right up the middle to Backus, throw over to first for an easy third out. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th. Generals and Marshals remain knotted up 0-0. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals Baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Generals and Marshals remain knotted up at 0. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the shortstop, Parker Osborne, as the first pitch to Osborne will miss outside for ball 1. One 1-0 count here to Parker Osborne, already with a hit tonight in the game, as the 1-0 pitch will even things up now at 1-1. Michael Williams, the batter, on deck. 1-1 pitch to Osborne is going to miss down and away for ball 2. Will Gilbert tonight, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit given up, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. As the 2-1 to Osborne will be in there for strike 2. And now things are evened all up. 2-2 count to Osborne. Pitch from Gilbert misses outside, and the count full at 3-2. Full 3-2 pitch coming on the way from Gilbert. Osborne's going to hit this one over to the shortstop. Pick up and throw. Close play down to first. Nice scoop there by the first baseman, Xavier Moore, for the Marshals. And that'll be the first out of the inning. So kind of a shaky throw there by the shortstop, Cameron Dobbs, over to the first baseman, Moore. But Moore making a very impressive snag. And now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, the next batter up for your Victoria Generals is going to be the center fielder, Michael Williams. So the first pitch to Williams will miss high and away for ball one. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck for the Generals. 1-0 pitch to Williams. Misses outside and 2-0 count. Quickly here to Michael Williams. No hits so far in the game tonight for Mike Williams. 2-0 pitch. Williams is going to line this one into right field, and that's going to be a base hit for the center fielder Williams here in the bottom of the fourth. So Michael Williams is on first after the base hit. And the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the right fielder Chase Evans. So first pitch coming on the way to Evans. Will be in there for strike one. 0-1 count here to Chase Evans. No hits so far tonight in the game for Evans. 0-1 pitch coming on the way to Chase Evans here in a moment. Once again, Marshall Skinner, the batter, on deck. Gilbert throws over to first once again in another pickoff attempt to Williams. 0-1 pitch to Evans is going to be bunted over foul to the right side. And the count now goes to 0-2 here to Chase Evans. So 0-2 pitch coming on the way to Evans. Williams, the runner, on first, 1 out. Marshals and Generals all knotted up 0-0. Gilbert throws over to first again in another pickoff attempt of Williams. Just making sure the speedster Michael Williams gets comfy over there on first base. Oh, 0-2 pitch coming on the way to Evans. Will miss down and away, moving the count to 1-2. So Chase Evans hitting .320 on the season for the Generals. Looking to get things rolling here in the bottom of the fourth after the Williams base hit. And Evans is going to pop this one up in the infield. And it looks like the catcher Ben Rowden will run under it for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner still on first base. And the count now 0-1 here to Marshall Skinner. Oh, 1 count to Skinner. Pitch on the way, off speed, will be left high and away. Fouled back. Skinner mad that he did not carry that one, as it looked like that one could have been Skinner's pitch. But nonetheless, the count now sits 0-2. Hitter, the designated hitter, Marshall Skinner. Williams still the runner on first. 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be hit over into center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Williams is going to take off for third. Close play at third base. Williams is going to get in there with the slide, and it's going to be a base hit for Marshall Skinner, moving Michael Williams from first to third. So a clutch hit there by Marshall Skinner. And with 2 outs, runners on first and third base. The next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be Giancarlo Servin. So a base hit here for Servin would more than likely score Williams at third. And Servin tonight with 1 strikeout in his 1 at-bat. Looking to get the Generals on the board here in the bottom of the fourth inning. As the first pitch on the way will miss down and away for ball 1. 1-0 count here to Giancarlo Servin. This will be the 15th batter of the game that Gilbert has faced tonight. And a 1-0 pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be in there for strike one. Servin thought that one was a little high. But nonetheless, the count now 1-1 here to Servin. Once again, runners on first and third. Skinner the runner on first. Williams the runner on third. Giancarlo Servin the batter. 1-1 pitch from Gilbert to Servin will miss outside. And the count now sits at 2-1. Two-one count to Servin. Brady Disher, the batter, on deck for your Victoria Generals. 2-1 pitch will miss high and away, and it'll now be a 3-1 count. And Will Gilbert in trouble here of loading up the bases here in the bottom of the fourth. Three-one count to Servin. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be high and away, missing for ball four. And Servin's going to get on with a walk. And the Generals will now have the bases loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. So the bases are now loaded with 2 outs. And the catcher, Brady Disher, will step in now for the Generals. So Disher looking to capitalize here with the bases loaded. Here between Marshals head coach and starting pitcher Will Gilbert. So we're going to step aside for just a second. Once again, bases are loaded. 1-0 count here to Brady Disher, who is at the plate. 1-2 count to Disher. Pitch on the way from Gilbert. Disher's going to foul this one off to the left side. And Brady Disher remaining alive here in the at-bat. One-two count to Disher. Once again, bases are loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Riverside Stadium. 1-2 pitch to Disher will be down and away, missing for ball 2. The count now is even to Disher. 1-2 pitch on the way. Disher's going to ground this one over to the right side. That's going to be a base hit for Brady Disher. And 2 runs are going to come across the plate for the Generals. Does slide in there. And a clutch hit by Brady Disher, the catcher. And the Generals now lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So Brady Disher hits the clutch base hit. And the Generals get 2 runs in the bottom of the fourth. And now runners will be on first and third base. Michael Morissette will be the batter up now for the Generals after the RBI single by Disher. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Riverside Stadium. Generals just add 2 runs and now lead 2-0 over the Marshals. First pitch coming on the way to Morissette. Count sits 1-0 here to Michael Morissette. Pitch on the way to Morissette will miss down and away, and the count now 2-0. Count to Morissette. Pitch on the way. That one will be right down the middle, and the count now at 2-1. Michael Morissette tonight in his only at-bat of the game struck out. Back to the top of the order. On deck is Dominic Cox. As the 2-1 pitch to Morissette is going to be grounded over the right side, but it's going to be scooped up over there by Brown for out number 3. But Brady Disher comes up clutch here in the bottom of the 4th inning with the RBI single. And the Generals now lead 2-0 over the Marshals as we head to the 5th. We'll be right back shortly with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 5th inning. Generals holding a 2-0 lead over the Marshals here at Riverside Stadium. First batter up here for the Texas Marshals will be Cameron Dobbs. Looking to get things started here for the Marshals. As the first pitch from Backus will miss outside to move the count to 1-0. Cameron Dobbs tonight only with a walk. Slow night for Dobbs as the 1-0 pitch will be down in there for strike 1. Kyle Backus tonight, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits given up, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts for the lefty from Sam Houston State. As the 1-1 pitch will miss inside to move the count to 2-1. Nathan Patton, the batter, on deck. 2-1 pitch will miss high and away, and the count now sits at 3-1. Three-1 count here to Dobbs. That one's going to be in there for strike 2, and the count now full at 3-2. Game 1 of a 2-game series here between the Generals and the Marshals. There's a 3-2 pitch. It's going to be fouled into the Generals dugout, and the count remains full. Count remains full at 3-2 here to Dobbs. Pitch on the way to Backus, off speed pitch is going to be inside. Backus. So Dobbs is down to first after the walk. And the first pitch on the way to Patton is going to be ground over to Boudreaux. Throw over to first from Osborne. And that's going to be a double play here for the Generals here in the top of the 5th inning. So a nice scoop there by Kyle Boudreaux, throwing over to the shortstop, Parker Osborne. Osborne firing it over to first. And now with 2 outs, here in the top of the 5th inning, the next batter up for the Marshals is going to be Xavier Moore. Count sits at 1-0 here to Moore. 1-0 pitch will be in there for strike one, and the count is even. Count is even at 1-1, as that one's going to be inside on Moore to move the count to 2-1. 4 hits tonight in the game for the Generals, only 2 for the Marshals. 2-1 pitch from Backus will miss inside, and the count now 3-1. 3-1 count here to Xavier Moore. Pitch on the way is going to be popped up over to the right side. Morissette's going to run under this one, looking to grab it, and Morissette cannot make the catch over there in foul territory. And Xavier Moore now with a full 3-2 count. Batter on deck for the Texas Marshals will be Hollins. As the count sits full at 3-2, here to Xavier Moore. Generals lead the Marshals 2-0. 3-2 pitch is going to be down and away, missing for ball 4. And Xavier Moore will be on first. 7th walk of the game tonight for Kyle Backus. So after the walk by Xavier Moore, the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Hollins. First pitch on the way, and Hollins is going to pop this one up right into center field to the center fielder Michael Williams for the 3rd out of the inning. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Generals still holding a 2-0 lead over the Marshals. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Generals holding a 2-0 lead over the Texas Marshals. And the first batter up here to the left fielder Cox. One strikeout so far in the game for Dominic Cox, as that one will miss high and away in the count now at 3-0. Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. 3-0 pitch, Cox looking to bunt, as that one's going to be high and away missing, and that's going to be a walk for Dominic Cox as he strolls down to first. So Dominic Cox down to first with the walk. And the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be Kyle Boudreau. Looks like maybe a little trash talking going on between the catcher Rowden and Dominic Cox as he strolled down to first base, had a few words for Rowden. But nonetheless, Kyle Boudreau, the batter, now up here for your Victoria Generals. As the throw over to first to Cox from Gilbert will not be successful in the pickoff attempt. Kyle Boudreau tonight, no hits in the game, one strikeout for the second baseman tonight. Pitch on the way, Boudreau will foul this one off over to the right side, and the count now even at 1-1. Count remains at 1-1. One pitch coming on the way to Boudreau. This one's going to be hit up the middle. Throw over to second for the first out. Throw over to first for the second out. And that's going to be a double play for the Marshals here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So Boudreau is going to ground into the double play. And the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Parker Osborne, the shortstop. So Osborne steps in. And the first pitch on the way will be grounded over to the third baseman. Patton, throw over to first to Moore, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So we're going to head to the sixth there at Riverside Stadium. Generals hold on to a 2-0 lead over the Marshals. We'll be right back to Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the sixth inning. Generals holding on to a 2-0 lead over the Marshals. First batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be number 5, Ben Rowden. Kyle Backus still on the mound tonight for your Victoria Generals, as the first pitch from Backus will miss high and away for ball 1. Stats tonight for Kyle Backus: 5 innings pitched, 2 hits given up, 7 walks, and 4 strikeouts. As the 1-0 pitch from Backus will be swung on and missed by Rowden, and the count even up at 1-1. One count coming on the way to Rowden. Off-speed pitch will be in there, just missing high and away, and the count now at 2-1. Ben Rowden tonight with 1 hit, 1 for 2 tonight for the Marshals. 2-1 pitch on the way to Rowden from Backus will miss down and away, and the count now at 3-1. 3-1 count here to Ben Rowden. As Rowden's going to line this one off over to the right side, but it's just going to go foul. And Rowden will have to come back and now with a 3-2 count. Count now sits at 3-2 here to Ben Rowden. Rowden hitting .331 on the season for the Marshals. as the 3-2 pitch is going to be grounded over to the left side. But it's going to be foul. Ben Rowden remaining alive here in the at-bat. Once again, Generals leading 2-0 here over the Marshals in the top of the 6th inning after Brady Disher hits the RBI single in the bottom of the 4th, which scored 2. As the 3-2 pitch from Backus will miss outside, and that's going to be ball 4. And Ben Rowden will be down to first with the walk. 8th walk of the game tonight for Kyle Backus. And we're going to have a quick mound visit here between head coach Michael Oros and Kyle Backus. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be right back here after the mound visit. Runner on first base, nobody out here for the Marshals. Back here in Victoria, Kyle Backus remains on the mound after the quick mound visit. Runner on first base, nobody out, as the first pitch from Backus will miss high and away for ball 1. One 0 count coming on the way. Pitch on the way from Backus, that one's going to miss high and outside. And the count now 2-0. 2-0 pitch coming on the way. Once again, Marshals with the runner on first. 2-0 pitch, 3-1 pitch will be in there, and now the count sits at 3-1. 3-1 pitch on the way from Backus is going to miss outside for ball 4. And another walk here for Kyle Backus, his 9th of the game. And that could be Backus' last pitch, as the Marshals now with runners on first and second, as we'll more than likely be seeing a pitching change here in the top of the 6th inning. We'll be right back here in just a moment. Back here in Victoria, still in the top of the 6th inning. Marshals with runners on first and second, and nobody out. New pitcher in here for your Victoria Generals is going to be number 5, Kyle Rogers. Rogers playing his college ball at Northwestern Oklahoma State University. Ballesteros, the batter, will be up here for the Marshals. Once again, runners on first and second with nobody out. Kyle Rogers, the pitcher, in here for the Generals. 0-1 pitch on the way. Ballesteros is going to bunt this one. The bunt's going to get down. Servin's going to throw over to first. Nice snag over there at second by Boudreaux. An incredible snag by Boudreaux. Boudreaux looked like he got his foot stepped on as he hobbled off, but man, what an incredible catch over there by the second baseman, because that was only now will be the batter up here for the Marshals. And Rooch will try and get something rolling here for the Marshals. Runners on second and third with only one out in the inning. First pitch on the way from Rogers is going to be in there for strike one. Count now 0-1 here to Andre Rooch. 0 for 2 tonight for the Marshals. 0-1 pitch. And Rogers calls... it looks like Rooch with the quick timeout. Rogers was in his windup, but did not see the ump call. The Rooch, as that one will miss down and outside, moving the count to 1-1. One pitch on the way from Rogers to Rooch. Will miss outside, and the count now 2-1. The way that's going to be a wild pitch by Rogers, and the Marshals are going to get a run across the plate after the pitch is up for them. As the 1-0 pitch will be fouled off over to the right side to even the count up at 1-1. So the count sits even at 1-1 here to Tyler Brown. Once again, the 1-2 pitch will be fouled off over to the right side. Michael Morissette cannot make the catch, and the count remains 1-2. So once again, the Marshals with the runner on third base. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, already with a run in the inning. As the 1-2 is going to go off the helmet of Brown. And now the Marshals with runners on first and third. Runners on first and third for the Marshals. As the 0-1 is going to be in there for strike 2 to Cameron Dobbs. And the count now sits 0-2. Cameron Dobbs tonight, 2 walks in the game for the Marshals. 0-2 pitch from Rogers. Check swing. Strike 3. And Kyle Rogers is going to get the strikeout. And the Generals are going to get out of the inning here with only 1 run on the board by the Marshals. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. Generals lead the Marshals 2-1. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Generals lead the Marshals 2-1. As the first batter up here for your Victoria Generals will be the center fielder Michael Williams. So Williams steps up to the plate as the first batter here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Will Gilbert still on the mound tonight for the Marshals. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits given up, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts for Gilbert. As the first pitch will be in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way to Williams. Will miss outside and the count evens up. Michael Williams tonight, 1 run scored and 1 hit. As the 1-1 pitch comes on the way, bouncing down and away. And the count sits at 2-1. The Marshals with a pitcher warming up in the pen right now, as we could be seeing close to the end of Will Gilbert. 2 pitch is going to be swung on by Williams for sure. So after the fly out by Chase Evans, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th is going to be Marshall Skinner. First pitch coming on the way to Skinner. It's going to be in there for strike 1. Count sits at 0-1 here to Marshall Skinner, as the pitch from Gilbert's going to be fouled back and the count now 0-2. Giancarlo serving the batter on deck for the Victoria Generals. Generals lead 2-1 over the Marshals. As the 0-2 pitch is going to be fouled back into the netting. No, they're going to say Skinner did not actually touch that one with the bat. So the count now sits at 1-2. One-two count here to Marshall Skinner. Once again, Giancarlo serving the batter on deck, as this one's going to be hit right up the middle. And it's going to be caught by the center fielder Hollins for out number 3. So we'll head to the 7th. Generals holding a 2-1 lead over the Marshals. We'll be right back with Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 7th inning. Generals holding a 2-1 lead over the Marshals. Kyle Rogers still on the mound for the Victoria Generals. Nathan Patton, the batter, as the first pitch from Rogers will miss high and away for ball 1. 1-0 pitch coming on the way to Patton. From Rogers will miss. Excuse me, yes. Or I was correct. It was going to be high and away. Missing for ball 2. 2-0 pitch will be in there for strike 1. My count now sits at 2-1 here to Nathan Patton. Is the 2-1 pitch on the way from Rogers. That'll be in there for strike 2. And the count now evened up at 2. Two pitch on the way from Rogers to Patton. This one's going to be popped up over to the right side. And the first baseman, Michael Morissette, is going to run under it for an easy out for out number 1. So the next batter up here for the Marshals with 1 out in the top of the 7th is going to be Xavier Moore. Moore steps in for the Marshals. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. First pitch on the way from Rogers. Will miss outside for ball 1. .21 pitches thrown so far by Kyle Rogers. As that one's going to be swung on and missed by Moore for strike 1. Count sits at 1-1 here to Moore. As the pitch misses outside to move the count to 2-1. 2-1 pitch on the way to Moore. Moore's going to get a hold of this one. This one could be gone, folks. It is. Xavier Moore is going to hit a solo home run here in the top of the 7th inning. And now the game all tied up 2-2 between the Generals and the Marshals. So Xavier Moore gets every piece of that baseball and sends it over the left field wall. And just like that, we are tied up 2-2 between the Generals and the Marshals here at Riverside Stadium. So after the home run by Xavier Moore, Hollins will be the next batter up, as the first pitch will be in there for strike 1. 0-1 pitch. Hollins is going to swing and foul tip that one back for strike 2. So once again, Xavier Moore hitting the solo home run. And we are tied here at Riverside Stadium. 0-2 pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be hit up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit for Hollins. And the Marshals now with another base runner here in the top of the 7th inning. So Hollins is going to be on first with the base hit, and the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals is going to be Ben Rowden. As the first pitch to Rowden will be fouled back for strike 1. So only 4 hits tonight between both teams. 4 for the Generals, 4 for the Marshals. And the Marshals have tied the game up here in the top of the 7th. 0-1 pitch coming on the way to Rowden. That one's going to be in there for strike 2, and the count now sits at 0-2. .02 count here to Ben Rowden. Hollins is the runner on first. Pitch from Rogers. That one will miss outside, and the count out 1-2. Still only 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Generals and Marshals tied 2-2 as the off speed from Rogers will miss inside, and the count now at 2-2. 2-2 pitch from Rogers is going to be grounded over the right side. Boudreau is going to make the snag. Throw over to first for Morissette for the second out of the inning. But the runner Hollins moves over to second base. So Nolan Cox will be the next batter up here for the Texas Marshals. Runner on second base, 2 outs. First pitch on the way is going to be popped up in the infield, and this could be out number 3, as Rogers is going to run under it for the third out of the inning. But Xavier Moore hits a solo home run here in the top of the 7th inning, and we are all tied 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals Baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 2-2 after the Xavier Moore solo home run in the top of the 7th inning. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be Giancarlo Servin, playing third base tonight. Will Gilbert still on the mound here for the Marshals, as the first pitch from Gilbert will be in there for strike 1. Will Gilbert so far tonight, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits given up, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. As the 0-1 from Gilbert, this one's going to be popped up by Servin in the infield, and the first baseman Moore will run under it for out number 1. So after Servin pops up in the infield, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the catcher Brady Disher. Looks like we're going to be seeing another mound visit here. And it looks like a new pitcher will be coming in for the Marshals, as that was Will Gilbert's last pitch thrown. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. Once again, Brady Disher, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 out as Brady Disher steps up. New pitcher in here for the Texas Marshals will be number 32, Anthony Chavez. So the first pitch of the game coming from Chavez to Disher. Big swing and a miss by Brady Disher for strike one. So once again, that's Anthony Chavez on the mound for the Marshals. Brady Disher the batter. 0-1 pitch coming on the way. Disher's going to hit this one up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit for Brady Disher. Disher's second hit of the night. And runners now on first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Second hit of the game tonight for Disher. And the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be the first baseman, Michael Morissette. So Morissette will step in. Disher the runner on first. First pitch from Chavez will bounce outside, missing away for ball one. Final stats tonight for Will Gilbert of the Texas Marshals. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits given up, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts while facing 25 batters. 1-0 pitch on the way from Morissette is going to be in there for strike one. Looked a little outside from up here. The fans rumbling a little bit. But nonetheless, the count now at 1-1. No hits tonight in the game for Michael Morissette. Dominic Cox, the batter, on deck, as the 1-1 will be fouled off the leg of Morissette. And the count now moves to 1-2. So the Generals and the Marshals will be back in action once again tomorrow night here at Riverside Stadium, as Game 2 will be at 7:05 tomorrow. Free ticket night tomorrow night here at Riverside Stadium, so come out and support the Generals. 1-2 pitch on the way to Morissette, and that's going to be a swing and a miss strikeout for Michael Morissette. And Anthony Chavez records the first strikeout of the game. So back to the top of the order we go with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dominic Cox will step in. First pitch coming on the way from Chavez to Cox. Big swing and a miss, fouled back for strike one. No hits tonight so far in the game for Dominic Cox. And his 2 at-bats, he has a walk and a strikeout. Quick time here by Ben Rowden to go talk to his pitcher, Anthony Chavez. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 2-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the scoring, we saw it in the bottom of the 4th from Brady Disher, hitting an RBI single, scoring 2 runs, and the Generals took a quick 2-0 lead. But the Marshals added a run in the top of the 6th after the bad pitch. And then in the top of the 7th, Xavier Moore hits a solo home run. And now we sit at 2-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 0-1 count here to Dominic Cox. Disher the runner on first. Pitch from Chavez will miss outside, moving the count to 1-1. Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. One pitch coming on the way is going to be in there for strike 2. Dominic Cox not liking the call there. Angry with himself. Looked like maybe not for swinging at that one. And the count now sits 1-2 here to Cox. One-two pitch from Chavez to Cox will miss just outside. And they're going to say that was ball 2. As Chavez thought that was strike 3. Half of the Marshals started heading towards the dugout, as they also thought that was strike 3. But the count now at 2-2 here to Cox. Pitch on the way from Chavez. Cox is going to ground this one over to the left side, but it's going to go foul. And Dominic Cox remaining alive here on Anthony Chavez. The final stats tonight for the starting pitcher of the Generals, Kyle Backus. Backus pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 9 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And we currently sit in the bottom of the 7th. 2-2 count here to Dominic Cox. Pitch on the way from Chavez is going to miss down and away for ball 3. Count sits at 3-2. Once again, Kyle Boudreau, the batter, on deck. Brady Disher, the runner, on first. 3-2 pitch coming on the way to Dominic Cox. Wind up and throw, and that's going to be ball 4. And Chavez is going to walk Cox. And just like that, the Generals with runners on first and second and 2 outs. We're going to have a quick mound visit here between Marshals head coach and pitcher Anthony Chavez. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. Once again, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Kyle Boudreau will be the batter up. So Boudreau steps in here with 2 outs, runners on first and second. Disher, the runner, on second. Cox, the runner, on first. First pitch coming on the way to Boudreau. It's going to miss down and away for ball 1. No hits tonight in the game for Kyle Boudreau. Currently sits at 0 for 3 for the Generals. Parker Osborne, the batter, on deck. There's a 1-0 pitch coming on the way from Chavez. This one's going to be grounded over to the shortstop. Throw over to second is going to be dropped by the second baseman. As it looks like Brown cannot get a handle on it. Would have been an easy out, number 3. But nonetheless, Brown bobbles the ball. Cox is down to second, and the bases are now loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. So the bases are loaded. 2 outs. Parker Osborne will now step in. Generals and Marshals all tied up 2-2 here at Riverside Stadium. First pitch coming on the way from Chavez to Osborne. Will miss outside for ball 1. This will be the 5th batter of the game that Anthony Chavez has faced. As the 1-0 pitch to Osborne is going to be popped up behind. And the count now moves to 1-1. Parker Osborne tonight already with a hit in the game for the Generals. And a base hit here would at least score Disher on third. Disher on third, Cox on second, and Boudreau on first. 1-1 pitch coming on the way to Osborne, high and away missing, and the count now 2-1. Center fielder Michael Williams in the on-deck circle. Two-one count here to Parker Osborne. Pitch on the way from Chavez is going to be grounded over to the third baseman. Throw over to first, and Brown is going to make the catch this time for out number 3. So the Generals will leave the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. And we'll head to the 8th. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 2-2. We'll be right back here in a moment with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 8th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up. Arrows for strike one. So once again, that's Zach Smith on the mound for the Generals. 0-1 pitch is going to be missed outside, and the count now at 1-1. One count here to Ballesteros. Pitch on the way from Smith. Here on the way from Smith. That one's going to be popped up over to the left side. Second baseman Osborne is going to rush after it, but he cannot make the catch over in foul territory. And the count now 2-2 here to Ballesteros. Two pitch coming on the way. So Servin makes the catch over at third. And that will be the first out of the inning. And the next batter up here for the Marshals is going to be Andre Roosh. As the first pitch from Smith. Count now sits at 1-1. Here to Rooch. Pitch on the way from Smith. Rooch is going to hit this one over to the left side, but he's going to foul it off, and the count now sits at 1-2. Count sits at 1-2 here to Andre Rooch. No hits so far in the game. 0-2 pitch is going to be hit right over the first baseman, Michael Morissette, who's going to step on the bag for the second out of the inning. So after the ground out by Rooch, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. The next batter up is going to be Tyler Brown. No hits tonight in the game so far for Brown. First pitch on the way from Zach Smith to Brown is going to be popped up to center field. And this is going to be an easy routine fly ball from Michael Williams. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th. Generals and Marshals all tied up 2-2. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals Baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 2-2. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the center fielder, Michael Williams. New pitcher in the game for the Texas Marshals. First pitch coming on the way to Williams is going to miss outside for ball 1. Michael Williams tonight, 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout for the center fielder. As the 1-0 will be in there for strike 1, evening things up. Eagleston is the pitcher in for the Marshals. One pitch. Williams is going to ground it over, foul to the right side, down the first baseline, and the count now sits out 1-2. So once again, that's Eagleston on the mound for the Marshals. Chase Evans, the batter, on deck for the Generals. Count sits at 1-2 here to Michael Williams. Pitch on the way to Williams is going to be fouled off his bat. Fouled back into the netting, and the count now sits at 1-2. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Riverside Stadium. Generals and Marshals all tied up 2-2. 1-2 pitch coming on the way to Williams, off speed pitch. Misses outside, and the count now sits at 2-2. Two pitch here to Williams. Williams is going to foul this one back into the Marshals dugout. Michael Williams making it tough here for Eagleston. Once again, Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. 2-2 count to Williams. Pitch on the way. Williams is going to foul another one back. Good solid at bat here so far by Michael Williams. Count sits at 2-2. Pitch coming on the way from Eagleston. That one's going to be inside. And excuse me, the count was at 3-2. And that's going to be ball 4. And Michael Williams is going to be down to first on the walk. So Michael Williams down to first with the walk. And the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the right fielder, Chase Evans. So Evans will step in. Bottom of the 8th inning. Runner on first base. No outs in the inning. Marshall Skinner, the batter, on deck as the first pitch on the way to Evans. Off speed will be in there for strike 1. 5 hits tonight in the game for the Generals. Only 4 for the Marshals. 1 error by the Marshals. None for the Generals, as they're going to get Williams on the pickoff. And Eagleston's going to throw over to first, and Williams is going to be out. So that pickoff that Will Gilbert was trying to get on Williams all game long earlier finally works out here in the bottom of the 8th by Eagleston. And that'll be the first out of the inning on the Williams pickoff. So now with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, Evans still the batter. As the pitch from Eagleston will miss down and away, and the count now at 1-1. One count to Evans. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Looked like Evans was swinging for the fences on that one, and the count now sits at 1-2 to Chase Evans. No hits tonight in the game so far for Evans. Skinner, the batter, on deck. 1-2 pitch coming on the way to Evans is going to be grounded over to the second baseman. Brown, throw over to first for out number 2. So after the ground out by Evans, the next batter up is going to be the designated hitter, Marshall Skinner. Skinner will step in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch on the way from Eagleston to Skinner will be hit over to the shortstop. And throw over to first for out number 3 as Dobbs makes the throw to Moore. And we're going to head to the 9th. Generals and Marshals still tied up 2-2. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 9th inning. Marshals and Generals remain tied up 2-2. Zach Smith still on the mound for the Generals as Cameron. 2 walks, 1 strikeout tonight for Cameron Dobbs. Count sits at 0-1 as the 0-1 will miss outside for ball 1. One count here to Dobbs. As the pitch is going to miss down and away off the glove of Disher. And the count now moves to 2-1. Game 2 tomorrow here at Riverside Stadium, 7:05 first pitch. Free ticket night tomorrow night presented by Caterpillar. So no ticket needed for the game tomorrow. So come out and support the Generals here at Riverside Stadium. Two-one count here to Dobbs. Smith steps off the mound here real quick. Has the 2-1 pitch coming momentarily. Pitch on the way is going to be fouled back, and the count now 2-2. Third batter of the game that Zach Smith has faced. 2-2 pitch to Dobbs. Will miss high and away for ball 3. And the count now full at 3-2. 3-2 pitch is going to miss outside for ball 4. And Cameron Dobbs is going to be down to first on the walk. So Dobbs will be the runner on first, and the next batter up is going to be Nathan Patton. Here with nobody out in the top of the ninth. First pitch coming on the way to Patton. Patton's going to bunt this one. It's going to go right to Smith. Throw over to first for the easy out. But the runner Dobbs is going to move to second base. And there'll be one out here in the top of the ninth. So another quick mound visit here between head coach Michael Oros and Zach Smith as Xavier Moore strolls up to the plate. Moore with the solo home run in the top of the 7th. Oros will probably wanting to talk some strategy here with Smith. Figure out what he wants to do. We'll step aside for just a moment. We'll be right back in just a quick second. So after the quick mound visit between head coach Michael Oros and Zach Smith, Xavier Moore steps to the plate for the Marshals. As the first pitch to Moore is going to be popped up over to the right side to Evans. And this is going to be caught by Chase Evans for the second out of the inning. So the first pitch that Moore sees, he pops it up over to the right side. Generals dodge a bullet as, like I mentioned, Moore had the solo home run in the top of the 7th inning that tied the game up. But Moore pops up to right field for the second out of the inning, and the next batter up with 2 outs in the inning is going to be Hollins. And quick time here by Hollins. 1 hit tonight, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout for Hollins. The runner on first base is Dobbs. On second base is Dobbs. First pitch on the way from Smith. Off speed will be in there for strike 1. Count sets 0-1 here to Hollins from Smith. The windup as Smith steps off. Here is Dobbs looking to get a big lead over there towards third base. Wind up in the pitch from Smith is going to be high and away. Nice catch there by Disher, the catcher. And the count now even at 1. One into the gap. Osborne with the Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the ninth inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 2-2. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the third baseman, Giancarlo Servin. So Servin steps in, bottom of the ninth inning. New pitcher in for the Marshals is going to be Akers, as the first pitch from to Servin will be fouled off for strike one. So once again, that's Akers now pitching for the Texas Marshals. Oh, 1 count to Giancarlo Servin. 1 walk and 1 strikeout tonight for Servin, as that one misses outside to move the count to 1-1. Brady Disher, the batter, on deck for the Generals. 1-1 pitch coming to Servin is going to be grounded over to the shortstop, Dobbs, and Dobbs is going to make the throw over to first to Moore for the first out of the inning. So after the ground out by Servin, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth inning, the next batter up for the Generals is going to be the catcher, Brady Disher. So first pitch on the way from Akers to Disher. Big swing and a miss. And the count now 0-1. Big night tonight for Brady Disher. 2 hits and 2 RBIs for the catcher. As the 0-1 pitch to Disher is going to be popped up over to the left side. And it's easily going to be run under by the left fielder for the second out of the inning. So after the fly out by Disher to left, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Michael Morissette. So Morissette steps in, and the first pitch Morissette sees pops this one up in the infield, and we're going to be heading to extras here at Riverside Stadium. Heading to the 10th, Victoria Generals and Texas Marshals all knotted up 2-2. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 10th inning. New pitcher in for the Victoria Generals, Garrett Alexander. As the first pitch of the game from Garrett Alexander will be in there for strike one to Ben Rowden. So once again, that's Garrett Alexander on the mound for your Victoria Generals as the 0-1 pitch to Rowden will be swung on and missed, and the count now 0-2. So an 0-2 count here to Ben Rowden. Pitch on the way from Alexander is going to be grounded up the middle to the shortstop Parker Osborne. Throw over to first, going to be a close play at first. Rowden is not going to be there in time though, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So Nolan Cox will be the next batter up here for the Marshals in the top of the 10th inning. 1 out after the ground out by Rowden. First pitch from Alexander is going to be in there for strike one. Count now sits at 0-1. Here to Nolan Cox. Pitch on the way from Alexander. Missing high in the way, and the count evens up. No hits tonight in the game so far for Nolan Cox. As the 0-1 pitch, or excuse me, the 1-1 pitch will miss inside to make it 2-1. Two-one pitch coming on the way from Garrett Alexander, swung on and missed for strike two, and the count now even at 2. Count sits even at 2-2. Here to Nolan Cox. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung on. They're actually going to say Cox hit that ball, and is going to ground out for the second out of the inning. So what it looked like from up here was that Cox checked his swing, but they're going to say he actually made contact with the ball. Ground out to first, and with 2 outs here in the top of the 10th, the next batter up will be Ballesteros. As the first pitch to Ballesteros is going to be fouled back for strike one. 1 hit tonight in the game so far for Ballesteros. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 2-2 here in the top of the 10th. 0-1 pitch coming on the way from Alexander will miss outside, and the count now even at 1-1. One pitch coming on the way off speed pitch will be in there for strike two, and the count now 1-2 here to Ballesteros. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way from Garrett Alexander. Ballesteros will foul this one away. To remain alive in the count, Andre Rooch, the batter, on deck for the Marshals. One-two count. Ballesteros, the batter. Pitch from Alexander is going to be grounded foul once again. And Ballesteros not making it easy here for Alexander. Five hits tonight in the game for the Generals, 4 for the Marshals. 1 error tonight for the Marshals, none for the Generals. 1-2 pitch from Alexander will be flown over to the left side, and the left fielder Dominic Cox is going to run under it for an easy out number 3. So the Marshals go 1-2-3 here in the top of the 10th. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up at 2. We'll be right back here in a moment with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 2-2. First batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be Dominic Cox, leading things off here in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch on the way to Dominic Cox will be fouled back for strike one. Akers still on the mound for the Marshals. And the count sits 0-1 here to Dominic Cox. 0-1 pitch on the way. Cox will foul that one back to move the count to 0-2. So Dominic Cox tonight, no hits in the game. 2 walks and a strikeout. 0-2 pitch coming on the way from Akers to Cox. Wind up in the pitch. Cox is going to ground this one over to the third baseman. Close play over at first. Patton is going to make the throw. Once again, a nice scoop over there at first by Xavier Moore for the first out of the inning. So after the ground out there by Dominic Cox, 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Next batter up for the Victoria Generals is going to be Kyle Boudreau. So Boudreau steps in, and the first pitch from Akers will be in there for strike one. No hits in the game either for Kyle Boudreau. Currently sits at 0 for 4 tonight. As the 0-1 pitch will going to be grounded over once again to the third baseman Patton. Throw over to first and another great scoop by the first baseman Moore. And that'll be the second out of the inning. So after the ground out there by Boudreau, the next batter up is going to be Parker Osborne. Osborne will step in with 2 out in the bottom of the 10th inning. First pitch on the way to Osborne is going to miss outside, and the count will move to 1-0. Pitch coming on the way to Osborne will miss outside, and the count now at 2-0. Parker Osborne tonight with a hit in the game for the Generals. 2-0 pitch coming on the way from Akers. That one's going to be popped up foul behind to move the count to 1-2. Excuse me, the count now at 2-1. 2-1 count to Parker Osborne. And Osborne's going to foul that one back, evening things back up at 2. Once again, Michael Williams, the center fielder in the on-deck circle. 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning between the Marshals and the Generals. 2-2 tied game. As the 2-2 pitch to Osborne will be popped up over to the right side. And the first baseman Moore is going to make the catch. And we're going to have another extra inning of baseball. So we head to the 11th. Generals and Marshals all knotted up 2-2. We'll be right back in a moment with Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 11th inning. Generals and Marshals remain tied at 2-2. Andre Rooch will be the first batter in here for the Marshals. Garrett Alexander remains on the mound for the Generals. First pitch coming on the way to Rooch is going to be popped up behind for strike one. No hits tonight in the game so far for Andre Rooch. Currently sits at 0 for 4. 11th inning here in Riverside Stadium. 0-1 count to Andre Rooch. Pitch on the way from Alexander will miss down and away to even the count up at 1. One count to Andre Rooch. Brown is the batter on deck. One-two count here to Andre Rooch. Pitch on the way from Alexander is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout for Garrett Alexander here in the top of the 11th inning for out number 1. So the next batter up here for the Marshals, 1 out in the top of the 11th, is going to be Tyler Brown. 1 out in the top of the 11th inning. 5 hits tonight for the Generals, 4 for the Marshals. As the first pitch from Alexander will miss down and away for ball 1. No hits given up so far tonight for Garrett Alexander. As the 1-0 pitch to Brown is going to even the count up even to 1-1. One pitch coming on the way. He's going to be swung on and missed by Brown to move the count to 1-2. Back to the top of the order we will go. In the on-deck circle is Cameron Dobbs. 1-2 count here to Tyler Brown. Pitch on the way. That's going to be in there for strike 3, and that's going to be the second straight strikeout for Garrett Alexander. So Garrett Alexander records his second straight strikeout. And now 2 outs here in the top of the 11th. The batter up will be Cameron Dobbs. As the first pitch from Alexander to Dobbs is going to miss inside for ball 1. So 1-0 count here to Cameron Dobbs, who has 3 walks tonight and 1 strikeout. As the 1-0 pitch to Dobbs will be popped up foul over to the left side to move the count to 1-1. Count sits out 1-1 here to Cameron Dobbs. Pitch on the way from Alexander is going to be fouled off once again to move the count now to 1-2. Top of the 11th inning here at Riverside Stadium. Generals and the Marshals all knotted up 2-2. 1-2 pitch coming on the way to Dobbs. He's going to foul that one back. And Cameron Dobbs remains alive in the at-bat. One-two pitch coming on the way to Dobbs. Pitch on the way from Alexander's going to be in there for strike 3. And 3 straight strikeouts here in the top of the 11th inning for Garrett Alexander. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 11th. Generals and Marshals remain tied 2-2. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 11th inning. Generals and Marshals all tied up 2-2. New pitcher in for the Texas Marshals is going to be Craig Sullivan. And the first batter of the game that Craig Sullivan will face is the center fielder Michael Williams. So once again, that's Craig Sullivan now on the mound for the Marshals. Michael Williams the batter. Chase Evans on deck as the first pitch to Williams. Williams looking to bunt. Is going to pull back in time, and the count now moves to 1-0. One hit, one run scored, one strikeout, and one walk tonight for Michael Williams. As the 1-0 from Sullivan will miss down and away to move the count to 2-0. Count sits at 2-0. Here to Michael Williams. Once again, Chase Evans, the batter, on deck. 2-0 pitch from Sullivan to Williams will miss down and away, and the count now at 3-0. 3-0 count here to Michael Williams. So Mike Williams is down to first after the walk. And the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals is going to be the right fielder Chase Evans. So Evans steps in. Williams on first. Big lead there by Williams. Evans looking to bunt here. Pulls back on the first pitch, and the count now at 1-0. One 1-0 count here to Chase Evans. No hits tonight in the game for the right fielder Evans. As Evans looking to bunt once again. But that one's going to be high and away, missing in the count now, 2-0. Two-0 count here to Chase Evans. Marshall Skinner, the batter, on deck. Evans looking to bunt. This one's going to be popped up over to the right side, and a diving attempt there by the catcher cannot be made. Looked like that was Donovan over there. The count now moves to 2-1 here to Evans. All tied up 2-2 here at Riverside Stadium, bottom of the 11th inning. 2-1 count here to Chase Evans. Michael Williams, the runner, on first base. Pitch coming on the way to Evans. That one's going to miss outside, and the count now 3-1 here to Chase Evans. One's going to miss outside, and the count now 3-1 here to Chase Evans. Once again, Marshall Skinner, the batter, on deck. 3-1 count to Evans, looking to bunt once again, and that one's going to be down and away, missing for ball 4. And the count now at 4-1 as Evans walks down to first. Looks like we're going to have a quick mound visit here between Marshall's head coach and Craig Sullivan. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. Marshall Skinner, the batter, up next here with runners on first and second. Nobody out in the bottom of the 11th. Bottom of the 11th inning. Marshall Skinner will be the batter up now. Runners on first and second base. Nobody out. Skinner steps in. Craig Sullivan remains on the mound for the Marshals. Skinner looking to bunt as well. Skinner's going to get the bunt down, and the runners are going to advance, throw over to first. And Skinner's going to be thrown out at first, but the sacrifice squeeze gets runners down to second and third with only one out in the inning. So one out in the bottom of the 11th inning. Giancarlo Servin, the next batter up. And it looks like we could be seeing a pitching change here as another mound visit is taking place. And that's what we'll be seeing. A pitching change will take place here for the Marshals. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. Once again, Giancarlo Servin, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals. Runners on second and third. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the 11th inning, Giancarlo Servin the batter. Runners on second and third, one out in the inning. After Marshall Skinner advances Evans the second and Williams the third on the sacrifice squeeze. Servin steps up, new pitcher in. For the Texas Marshals will be Will Sheets. As the first pitch of the game from Sheets is going to be grounded up the middle. And this could be a sac fly, and it's going to be a base hit and a game winner for Giancarlo Servin. And it's a walk-off base hit for Servin, and the Generals are going to take the game 3-2 here over the Texas Marshals in Game 1. So once again, Giancarlo Servin hits the walk-off base hit, and the Generals win their third straight game, defeating the Marshals tonight 3-2. Game 2 will take place tomorrow night here at Riverside Stadium. First pitch beginning at 7:05 p.m. Once again, Giancarlo Servin, game-winning base hit here for the Generals to win the game 3-2. We'll see you tomorrow at 7:05 here at Riverside Stadium as the Generals and the Marshals will conclude the two-game series. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow night.